Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will see the count good nodes in a binary tree problem, which is from LeetCode number 1448, and this is from the binary tree topic, and we will see the solution using recursion. So let us first read the problem statement. In this problem, given a binary tree root, a node x in the tree is named good if in the path from root to x there are no nodes with a value greater than x. We need to return the number of good nodes in a binary tree. Let's look at this example. In this binary tree, this is the root node. Now if from the root node to any given node, all the nodes are less than equals to that node itself, then it is called as a good node. Now if you look at this node, then there is only one node here, right? There is no ancestor node for this. So a root node will always be a good node. I will explain you by giving an example later on. Let us look at this node. For this node, if you look at it, the root to current node path is 3, 1, right? Now, is there any node in the path which is greater than this current node? Yes, there is node 3. So this will not be a good node. Okay. Now, if we look at this node 3, the path from 3 to 3 contains 3, 1, 3. Now, is there any node greater than 3 in the path from root to this current node? There is no node which is greater than 3. So this will be a good node. And likewise, this will be a good node, this will not be a good node, and this will be a good node. Okay. Let us look at a detailed example in order to get a better understanding. Now in this example, we can see that this is the root node. Okay. Now if we write down the root to root path, then we will just have a single node. And so there will be no node which is greater than this single node from the root to root path, because the root to root path only contains one node. So this will always be a good node. Okay. So this is a good node. Now let's look at this node 1. What is the path from root to this current node 1? It is 3, 1. It has been denoted here in sequence B. So if we look at this sequence 3, 1, is there any node in the sequence which is greater than this 1? There is node 3 which is greater than this 1. And therefore this will not be a good node. This was a good node, this is not a good node. If we look at this node 3, what is the path? The path will be 3, 1, 3. So this is denoted in sequence C, 3, 1, 3. Is there any node in the path from root to this current node which will be greater than 3? There is no node which is greater than 3, right? So this is a good node. Okay. Now let us look at this node 4. What is the path? It is 3, 1, 4. So in this path, in sequence D, 3, 1, 4, is there any node which is greater than 4 from root to current node? There is no node, right? So this is also a good node. If we look at this 6, then what is the path? It is 3, 1, 4, 6. It is denoted in sequence E. Is there any node from root to current node which is greater than the current node 6? There is no node, right? The other nodes are 3, 1, 4, and they are all less than equals to this 6, and therefore this will also be a good node. Now if you see for this 8, the root to current node path is 3, 8, and this is given in sequence F, and clearly you can see that there is no node which is greater than 8, and so this is also a good node. If you look at this 9, this will also be a good node because there is no node in the path from 3 to 9 which is having value greater than 9. So this is also a good node. And similarly, in this sequence 3 to 7, is there any node greater than 7 in 3 to 7 path? Yes, there is 8, and so this will not be a good node. Okay. So how many good nodes are there? You can see that 3 was a good node. 1 was not a good node. This 3 was a good node. 4 was a good node. 6 was a good node. 8 was a good node. This 9 was a good node. And 7 was not a good node. So total count of good nodes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 good nodes are present, right? So this will be our result. This is the entire problem which we want to solve. We want to find the number of good nodes in a given binary tree. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now once you understand the problem statement, you must have understood that if we are at a given node, let's say we are at node 6, we just want to see the path from root to that current node and get the maximum out of this path and compare it with the current node. If the maximum in this path from root to the current node is greater than this 6, then this 6 will not be a root node. I mean, it will not be a good node. Otherwise, it will be a good node, right? So this is the entire logic of this problem. So how can we get the maximum of this entire path? One easy way is whenever we reach a node, we just start from the root, or maybe we will start from this node and keep climbing up and take the entire path and get the maximum out of this path and compare with this current node. But this will not be efficient. So whenever we move, we can maintain the maximum variable. Let us see that with an example. Let's say this is one of the path in the tree. Okay, I have not drawn the other paths. I have just shown a single path. Now in this path, is A a good node? You will see that A is a root node, and the root to root path will only contain this current node itself. And so root node is always a good node, right? So this is always a good node. This is a good node. What about this B? This B will be a good node only if A to B path contains no node greater than B. That means what? B should be greater than equals to A. This is the condition, right? If this is true, then B will be a good node, otherwise it won't be a good node. So it depends on the value of A. How to check if C is a good node or it is not a good node? C will be a good node only if it is greater than all the nodes. I mean, it should be greater than equals to all the nodes from the root node till this current node. So C must be greater than equals to B and C must be greater than equals to A. So if this condition is true, then C will be a good node, otherwise it won't be a good node. So what we are doing here, what we can do is we can take the maximum in this path from root to this C. We find the maximum, that means whichever node is having the maximum value, and just compare it with C. If the maximum in this path is greater than C, then that means C will not be a good node, otherwise it will be a good node, because anyway C has to be compared with all the nodes in the path. So better to compare it with the maximum value, so that we can just do one comparison and solve it, right? Now what about this D? For D to be a good node, it should be greater than equals to C, greater than equals to B, and greater than equals to A. So instead of comparing with all these three values, what we can do is we can take the maximum of A, B, C and compare it simply with D. If the maximum of A, B, C is greater than D, then D will not be a good node, otherwise D will be a good node. Okay, I hope you are understanding what I'm saying. If you see this E, then if E has to be a good node, then E must be greater than D, C, B, A. D, C, B, A. If any one of them, at least any one of them is greater than E, then E will not be a good node. So what we can do is, we can simply take the maximum of A, B, C, D and simply compare it with E. If there is at least one node, I mean if the maximum of all these four nodes is greater than E, then E will not be a good node, otherwise it will be a good node. So this is the simple comparison which we will need to do. Therefore, we need to maintain the maximum of all the ancestor nodes to find if the current node is a good node. This will be an efficient approach, right? So what optimization can we do here? Whenever we make a call, let's say we start with A, and whenever we make a call to B, then we can pass the maximum variable to B. So let us say the maximum variable will be initially minus infinity or integer minimum, right? So it will be compared with A and updated with the value A. So this maximum will be passed on to this B, so that this B will only be checked with maximum. So if B is greater than equals to maximum, then this will be a good node, otherwise this won't be a good node. Now we need to pass this maximum to C, but maximum will be updated here. Maximum will be maximum of B, already known maximum value. Okay, so if B is greater than maximum, then maximum will be updated to B. And whichever is the maximum among A and B, I mean the previously known maximum, B, it will be passed on to this C. So this will be, we will be passing the maximum here. Now C will simply be compared with maximum. And if C is greater than equals to maximum, this will be a good node, otherwise it won't be a good node, right? This is how we will do it. And again, before passing the maximum to the next node, again maximum will be updated to maximum of already known max value, C. Okay, so if C was greater than maximum, then maximum will be updated to C and passed on to D. Otherwise the previous maximum will be passed on to D. So this max variable, whatever is passed to D, will be the maximum of A, B, C. And now D has to be just compared with max, and this process will go on, right? So in this way, at each node, we are doing only one comparison instead of comparing with all the ancestor nodes. We are just doing single comparison. So if we flow through the path once, and if there are n nodes in the path, then we can find the number of good nodes in this path in just order of n time. But if we did not maintain this maximum, then we will have to again and again traverse the entire path from root to that current node. So for the first node, we will traverse one level. For this node B, we will traverse 2 times. For this node C, traverse 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And so it will be a sum of first all natural numbers, and that will be n into n plus 1, which is equals to n into n plus 1 by 2, which will be equals to order of n square. Okay, so this is not efficient at all. Therefore, maintaining the max variable makes sense, and it reduces the time complexity from brute force n square to optimized order of n. Okay, so this is a very important optimization. Now, having known the optimization, how to keep track of the counts? Okay, we know how to solve it now. But one more thing is how to keep the track of the good nodes. We know how to find the good node, but how to keep track of the count. So if you see here, if I ask you the question, how many good nodes are there in this subtree? So this can be answered like, is 1 a good node? If 1 is a good node, then you will add 1 to the count. Let's say the counter was 0 here, right? Counter for this subtree was 0. Now if 1 is a good node, 1 will be added, right? And then to that, we will take the count of good nodes in the left subtree plus the count of good nodes in the right subtree. So good nodes in left subtree plus good node in the right subtree. Okay. So this is how we can solve it. So if you are thinking about how it is correct, then let me just tell you this base case, that for this entire tree, what will be the count of the good nodes? The count of good node will be the number of good nodes in this left subtree plus the number of good nodes in this right subtree plus 1 if this current node is a good node, or we will do plus 0 if it is not a good node. If it is a good node, we do plus 1. Otherwise, if it is not a good node, we do plus 0. And this will be recursively true for all the nodes. Okay. So this is how we will recursively keep track of the count. Okay. So what is the base case in this entire problem? In this problem, you will see that if the tree has no node, then we will obviously be having good node count as 0. If the tree itself is empty, then no good nodes will be present because no node is present. Now root node is always a good node because a root node will have only that node itself from root to root path, isn't it? There is no other node, and so there will be no node guaranteed which will be greater than that node because there is no other node, right? So root node is always a good node if it is present. Now what is the general case? The general case is number of good nodes rooted at any node A. That means if we have A here, and if we have a left subtree, we have a right subtree, then the count of good nodes at A will be equals to count of good nodes in the left subtree plus the count of good nodes in the right subtree plus 1 if this is a good node, otherwise 0. That means if this is not a good node, then we will add 0. If it is a good node, then we will add 1 to it. So you can say that the count of good nodes at A will be equals to count of good nodes in the left subtree plus count of good nodes in the right subtree plus 1 if it is a good node, otherwise you will add 0 if it is not a good node, right? This is how you keep track of the entire count, and you already know how to apply the how to keep track of the max value in the path. So let us look at a dry run in order to get the better understanding. So at 3, what is the max value? The max value is, let's say, minus infinity, right? And let's keep the counter. So I will keep a counter here. So count will be 0 initially for this node. Okay. Now we will be making the left call from here. First we will make the left call, then we will make the right call, and then we will solve this. So this is kind of post-order processing. Post-order processing. You can apply in-order processing, pre-order processing, depends on when you are processing the current node. Let us process the current node at the end. So we will first make the left call. So when we make the left call, I go to 1. And again here, what will be the max value? The max value to this node will be, whenever we make the left call, I will first update the max value. So max value was minus infinity. Now 3 is greater. So this minus infinity will be updated to 3. And so 3 will be passed to this one. Now how to find if 1 is a good node? You have to just compare it with the max value. So you see that the max value is greater. So there is at least one node which is greater in the root to current node path. So this is not a good node. Okay. Now let us make the left call. Before making the left call, just update the max value to already known max comma the current value. So already known max is greater. So no need to do anything. Just pass the max value here. So max value here will be 3. At this 1, your count value was 0. Now here you will see that what is the max value? You just compare the current value with max value. So max value is 3, current value is 3. So current value is greater than equals to the max value. Okay. Therefore, this is a good node. There is no node in the root to current node path which is greater than this current node. And so this will be a good node. So the count value will be 1 here. Now you will try to make the left call, but there is no node. Okay, so it will not be able to make that call. You will try to make the right call, there will be no node and you will not be able to make that call. So it will also return 0. So the number of count nodes from the left call, right call will be 0 plus 0. So it will be, total will be 1. Okay. So this node will return 1 to the previous call, which is the count of good nodes in the left subtree. Now this one was not a good node, right? Count of good nodes from left subtree was 1. If it makes a right call, then it will get 0 because this is a null. Okay, it is not having any node. So the current node is not a good node, so you add 0 plus count of good nodes from the left subtree is 1 plus count of good nodes from the right subtree is 0. So total good nodes are 1. So you just return 1 to this previous node, which is 3. Okay. Now from this 3, we will make the right call now. So let's make the right call. We make a call to this 4. So the max value here will be 3 and count will be initially 0. Now from here, let's make the left call. Because we are making the left call first, then right call and then processing it. We make the left call. We will update the max value. Max will be max of 4 comma 3. So here the max value which will reach is 4. Okay. Now from here make the left call, get 0 because there is no left node. Make the right call, get 0 because there is no right node. Now this current node will be compared with this max value which is 4. Okay. Now max value is actually greater than the current node. So there is at least one node from root to current node path which is greater than this current node. And so this is not a good node. Okay. So the count of good node in this subtree rooted at 1 will be count is equals to 0 from left, 0 from right, and the current node is also not a good node. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 will be 0. So this returns 0. Okay. So let me just change the color. Yeah. So this will return 0. Now from this 4, we will make a call to 5. Okay. Now the max value here is 4. The count is 0 initially. Left call will have 0 value, right call will have 0 value, right? And now when we reach to this 5, then this 5 will be compared with 4. Now 5 is greater than equals to 4. So there is no node from root to this current node path which is greater than 5. That is why this is a good node. So you got 0 from left call, 0 from right call, and the current node is a good node. So add 1 to it. So total now count of good nodes will be 1. And you will pass 1 to the calling function which is 4. Right? You will pass 1. Now how much value did it get? From the left call, it got 0. That means count of good nodes from the left call is 0. From right call is 1. And the current node, is it a good node? Just compare with the max value. It is greater than equals to max value. So this is a good node. So add 1 to it. It will be 2. So return 2 to the previous call. Now 3 is getting 1 from the left call, 2 from the right call. So the number of nodes, that means the number of good nodes from the left call is 1. Plus the number of good nodes from the right call is 2 plus, is this a good node? You just compare with the max value. So the max value here, it will not be 3 actually because we were passing 3, but for the root node it will be minus infinity. Okay. So we already know that root node is always a good node. We had taken minus infinity. So 3 is greater than equals to minus infinity. So we will add 1 to it. And so the total count of good nodes here will be 1 plus 2 plus 1 will be 4. Okay. So in this case, we have 4 good nodes. This 3, this 3, this 4 and this 5. There are 4 good nodes, right? So this is the dry run of this entire logic. And I hope you will be able to code it. So let us now look at the code. This is the code for the logic which we had discussed. So the good nodes function will be called and we will be given the root. We will see if the root exist or it doesn't exist. If the root doesn't exist, that means the binary tree is entirely empty, and so the count of good nodes will be 0. This was the base case. Now if there are no left or right child for the root node, this means what? There is only one node in the tree, and so the root node will be the only node present in the tree, and therefore the root node is by default a good node, right? So we will return count of good nodes as 1. But if there are more than one nodes, then we will assume the count of good nodes to be 1 initially, because root node by default is a good node, right? So I don't need to check it. Now I will get the count of good nodes from the left subtree, count of good nodes from the right subtree. I'm just adding it to the count of good nodes, okay? So this function will return the count of good nodes from left subtree. This will return count of good nodes from the right subtree, because I am passing root left in the first call and root right in the second call. And after getting it, we are actually returning the total number of good nodes in this entire tree. Okay, so I have written this search function. Here we will take the current node and the current max value as I showed in the dry run. Now if the current node is not present, that means if we are seeing a null node, okay, there is no node currently, then we will return 0. I had shown this in the dry run. Otherwise, if the current node is not a null node, it is valid, then I will assign a variable count equals to 0, and then I will update the max value. Okay, I'll check if the current value is greater than equals to max value. So if the current value is greater than equals to the max value from the root to current node path, that means what? Current node is a good node. So I will update the count of good nodes at this current node. Count will be 0, and then I will increase it to 1, and I will also update the max value. And after doing all these things, we will make the left call, we will make the right call, and then I will simply return the total number of good nodes. So the code here which I have shown is actually a pre-order traversal technique or pre-order processing, because we are first checking for the current node to be a good node, and then we are making the left call and right call. But in the dry run I had shown I was first making the left call, right call, and then I was processing the node, which was the post order technique. So you can do in any order, it is totally fine. Okay, now the time complexity of this will be order of n, because we are doing the entire tree traversal only once. Okay, so this is the entire logic, and I hope you were able to understand it. If you have any doubt, then feel free to comment below, and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of these programming videos. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.